as I was watching this Joe Bonamassa interview, the host asks, within that pentatonic scale, how can you get more out of that one position? And I said, holy mother of four, this is it, right? And you probably see it too. We have grown men with kids and 401k, and they're still hoping that they can do everything within that first pentatonic box and still sound like a guitar god. Now, not only am I gonna give you tips on how you can learn all this crap, but I'm gonna make you actually want to learn all of it and achieve fretboard freedom. Now, I gotta give huge credit on Joe Bonamassa because the first thing he said was, wow, you gotta learn all of this stuff. All around the neck, right? But I do get why you would like to play everything within that first pentatonic box, right? I mean, I was myself a self-taught, theory-hating guitar players, right? But I eventually got tired of playing the same licks in the same boxes in the same pentatonic scale every time. I mean, my first electric guitar, the frets around the 12 to 15 frets area were all used up, while the rest of the neck was brand new. So I was basically still sounding like a beginner, despite having played for 5-6 years and having decent chops. I wasn't limited by skill, it was my lack of knowledge that was keeping me from achieving my dream, which was improvising all over the neck and get the girls. All of them. Now, to me, nothing says fretboard freedom like running licks all over the neck without thinking of what boxes I'm in. Now, most people just wait till it comes naturally, which you could do, but I'm gonna give you tips on how you can make it happen 10 times faster. You practice going from position 1 to position 2, then 1 to 2 to 3. Here's an example of how I like to do this. Let's pick A minor pentatonic. I like to go 2 strings at a time. Do my position 1, slide to position 2, and come back, right? Then you do another string. Another string. Ugh. Another string. Then when you're comfortable, you add position 3. Right? Get this under your fingers because you remember what you play, not what you look at in a book. I remember when learning songs by ear was an awful process of trial and error, right? So eventually I did what most people did, and I turned to tabs. And that was 1998 notepad written tabs, not the cool Guitar Pro stuff we have now. And the big problem with that is that tabs make us think fret numbers instead of notes and intervals. Because let's say I got a tab that says you do 15, 12, 15, 12, right? No. Well, that's great, but what have I learned? 15, 12, 15, 12, that doesn't mean anything. But if I learned that this is my first pentatonic box and I'm playing minor third, root, 7, and 5th, that's huge because I can take it over to A minor, and when I play this minor pentatonic shape, I know that this is my third, this is my root, my 7th, and my 5th. Now eventually I practiced enough pentatonics that I kind of learned to pick them up when I was hearing them in a song, right? And let's take for example The Unforgiven by Metallica. I don't know this guitar solo. I've heard it 1,000 times though, but I don't know it. The riff goes something like... What's that? The lead should go something like... Is it? Oh, that's it. Right? When you've played enough licks like that, you start to pick those up so easily when you listen to a song because it's engraved in your brain. What about something a bit more complicated, like the end of Hotel California's solo, right? That's a lot of notes. It's intimidating. Eventually, I played enough triads that I started to be able to pick them up. Not precisely what notes were being played or even what triad was being played, but I could tell like, this is a triad. Triads are 3-note chords built from the root, the third, and the fifth. So this is E minor. Looks exactly like my A-shaped E minor chord, right? That's because every major or minor chord that we play is just a series of roots, third and fifth. Look, got root, fifth, another root, third, fifth, another root. Now I'm gonna play the end of Hotel California solo. It helps that I've heard this song 1,000 times, right? First chord B minor, with my B minor triad. Second chord F sharp. Sounds alright, but I know that's not it. It's a diminished chord. Now I'm cheating because that's not the real triad, but I know that's what they're playing by ear. The next chord A, yeah, there's my triad, and then E, right? D, right? G, blah. What's the chord? E minor, and then F minor. Major. Now I'm not sure about this ending, but you can clearly see that I'm 90% there, and I'm just following triads. I'm not even trying to pick it up by ear. Now, when you've practiced enough of your 5 pentatonic position and the cage system, you should start to try to pick stuff up by ear because it's gonna come a lot more naturally. So how to do this? Start with a very simple song or a simple lick. And if you don't already know it by heart, listen to it on repeat until you do. This is crucial. If you can't find the key by ear, just look it up on the internet. Don't feel bad about it. And within those scale patterns that you've learned, you try to find the notes in that song. If you're starting to get frustrated, just go watch someone on YouTube and watch what he's doing. You should get a fairly good idea, get you in the ballpark of what he's playing. Now start simple. Everyone can develop their pitch, but only if you practice it. Now let's say my bandmate is playing with a capo, I don't know, I'm French, and I hate these things. He's playing E minor, D, G. Well, using that cage system, I can do an E-shaped G minor, E-shaped F, an A-shaped B flat. Better yet, I can transpose this lick in any key that I want, because I know that I'm playing 1, 7, and 3. I mean, I could play that in B flat minor. 1, 7, 3. I don't even have to know the notes or the name of the chords that I'm playing. All I need to know is their position and the root of the scale and their numbers. Now, it's a blend of the cage system and the minor, major scales that teach us the chords that we can play within every key. Here's the G scale with the root on the 6th string with major chords in blue and minor chords in red. Here's the G minor scale with the same color code. Then the same scales but around the roots on the 5th string. Remember these shapes and you can transpose songs in any key. The pentatonic scale has a very recognizable sound, which is great, but sometimes it can feel limited, even though you can play it all over the fretboard. If you're still here right now, that means you're part of the not dumb group with a short attention span, and I'm gonna let you in on a secret, because the pentatonic scale is missing the 2nd and 6th degree from the minor scale. What if I told you you can play these notes without learning anything new? All you need is the pentatonic scale. The circle of 5th taught me that if I go from one note, let's say a E minor, to its 5, which is B minor, these two scales share all of the same notes but one. It's true for minor and major. It's also true for pentatonic. This is my E minor pentatonic. I got G, E, D, B, A, G. This is my B minor pentatonic. I got D, B, A, F sharp, E, another D. So F sharp is the odd one from my B minor, and it's my 2nd degree. So I can play B minor pentatonic over E minor pentatonic, and it's not weird at all because F sharp is in E minor. So I'm going from position 1 E minor to position 3, B minor. If I can go up in the circle of 5th, can I go down to a 4th? Let's try A minor, C, A, G, E, D, another C, right? What's the odd one? The C? Well, C is in E minor. Now C over E. It's a little tense, but I would like to play this note whenever I'm playing over A minor or C. So within that same box, I could play position 4 of A minor pentatonic. Right? So I go from E minor to A minor. Now without learning anything new, I have access to all these new licks, these new notes. So every time you play pentatonic, G minor, if you find your 5 and your 4, well, you can play these. I challenge you to play a cowboy chord song, you know, and using the cage system, you play it higher up on the fret using other chord shape, right? Let's say E minor. You could play it here. You could play it here. You could play it here. Go here. Be creative, go wild, and tell me that your brain didn't go Unlock Fretboard Freedom with the free stuff in the description. I appreciate you guys watching till the end. See you later. Cheers.